Hi all, I am Sabu. Welcome to SVJ Academy. Today we are going to see an interesting session, how to fill Form 15G. The financial year 2021 is on the end, so I think this video will be very useful for individuals and small entities. So before going to Form 15G, just I am introducing what is Form 15G. The Form 15G is a self-declaration form for seeking non-deduction of TDS on specific incomes. Form 15G can be submitted by individuals below the age of 60 years. To avail the non-deduction of TDS, this declaration needs to be submitted in the first quarter of the financial year in the case of existing investments. And if the investment is new, we have to furnish this form before crediting the interest. Who can submit or who is eligible to submit Form 15G? The first condition is you should be an individual or person. A company or a firm could not submit this Form 15G. So the first condition is should be an individual or a person. The second is you must be a resident Indian for the applicable financial year. Third is your age should not be more than 60 years. Fourth is tax liability calculated on the total taxable income for the financial year would be 0. The last one, your total income for the financial year would be less than the basic exemption limits. So for the financial year 2020-21, your total estimated income should be up to rupees 5 lakhs. Then you can submit Form 15G. Another one, when we can submit Form 15G? What are the exclusions? You can submit Form 15G for the non-deduction of TDS on interest income from bank deposits. The TDS on Employees Provident Fund withdrawal. In the case of Employees Provident Fund withdrawal, if the Employees Provident Fund is withdrawn prior to completing service tenure of 5 years with the current organization, TDS is applicable on the proceeds. But even in that case, if your total taxable income including the Provident Fund withdrawal balance is 0, then you can submit Form 15G for the non-deduction of TDS. Another one is TDS on interest from post office deposits. Another one is TDS on income from corporate bonds and debentures. Here income from corporate bonds exceeding rupees 5,000 for a financial year is subject to tax deducted at source. In such cases, if you are eligible to submit Form 15G, you can do so and request the issuer of bonds to not deduct TDS. Another one is TDS on proceeds from life insurance policy. Under the provisions of Section 194DA of the Income Tax Act, if the maturity proceedings from the life insurance policy exceeds rupees 1 lakh, such proceeds are subject to tax reduction at a source. However, you can submit the Form 15G if the conditions are satisfied. And the last one is TDS on rental income. The interest from any institution, whether it is banks, interest on deposits from banks, or interest received on the amount which we given as loan to any institution or establishment. All these situations we can give Form 15G. So we have seen what is Form 15G, who can issue Form 15G, what are the circumstances we can issue Form 15G. Now come to the practical side. How can we prepare Form 15G? Some establishments will prepare the Form 15G and we will get the signature from the parties. So here I am going to show how to prepare Form 15G by using Excel utility. This is an automated Excel utility. We can prepare thousands of data at a time within a single click. So here, this is the first interface of the Form 15G. Here, we have to enter the details of the income paid company. That is the details of the institution. Here the name of the institution, TAN number, the name of the proprietor or MD, partner, managing partner, director, the company address, PAN number of the company, the designation of the author signatory. Here we have to select the financial year concerned. So I selected the 2020-21, then automatically it will take the assessment year as 21-22. Then your email ID, the telephone number of the establishment, status. Here the status is individual, HUF, company, partnership, proprietorship, AOP, local authority, whatever it is. That you have to select as per your choice. Then the town or city where your establishment locates. So these are the income paid details of the company. Now we completed the first part. Then go to the declarant details. Here we have to give the details of the declarant. Who are the parties submitting the form 15G. So here only the simple things we have to enter. The first one is name of the declarant, their date of birth. Here when we enter the date of birth, if the age is below 60 years, it will accept, or by mistake you are selecting the form 50G instead of form 15H, it will highlight you. Suppose I am entering a date of birth which is more than 60 years of age, it will warn you. The person you entered is a senior citizen whose age is above 60. So kindly go to form 15H. So if it is by mistake, our utility will highlight it. Then the PAN number, the status of the declarant, whether individual or HUF. Then the flat or door number, the name of the premises, road, street, line, area, locality, town or city, state. The state is very important because when we e-file the form 15G, we have to get the state code. So the state is very important. Then PIN code, the email ID of the declarant, mobile number of the declarant. Here we have to select the concerned financial year from the combo box. I selected 2021 financial year. Then the status of the declarant, whether a non-resident or resident. Here under income source, we have to select the source of income, whether it is interest on securities or dividends, interest other than interest on securities, national savings scheme, insurance maturity amount, whatever it is. So I have selected in different cases here. On the next column, the period for which sums given. Here we have to select the financial year from April to 31st March of concerned year. Here I selected one for 2022, 31st March 2021. Then the next column is amount of income. That means the estimated income for which this declaration is made. Don't confuse with some columns. It is very clearly mentioned that estimated income for which this declaration is made. So here in this column we have to mention only the amount which is subject to this declaration. So I entered here as 1 lakh, and the next column is date on which income has been paid or credited, whichever is first, whether it is paid directly or credited to account, then paid. So whatever happened first we have to enter here. Here I entered the 20th March 2021, and the next column is if the amount repaid, date of repayment, or it is not repaid, show the end of the financial year. So all these cases I shown as the end of the financial year 31st March 2021. So here it is repaid and shown the date as 20th January 2021. On that date this amount was repaid, and here also on 31st December 2020 this amount repaid to that person, so mention that date. On the next column we have to mention the rate of interest, and the next column is date of declaration. Here on the date of declaration column we have to mention the declaration given by the declarant. What is the date mentioned on that declaration? So I given 20th March 2021 as the declaration date. And the next column is previous year income. This previous year income means the previous quarter's income. Here I am showing the Q4 If any income already paid to that declarant in Q1, Q2 or Q3, that income we have to mention here. If we paid income to that declarant in previous 3 quarters, take the consolidated amount of 3 quarters, that should be entered here. And on the next column, we have to mention total number of Form 15G filed during the previous quarters. If we paid the income to the declarants only in a 1 quarter, we have to submit that declaration on that quarter. So how many forms we issued, that should be mentioned here. If it is 1 declaration given, we have to mention 1. If on both the quarters we received the declaration, we have to mention 2. So on the next column, it will take the total amount of the income which is mentioned on this declaration and the income which is paid on previous quarters. Here 10,000 is the amount mentioned for this quarter for this declaration, and here mentioned 15,000 because that 15,000 paid on the previous quarters. So previous 1 quarter we given 15,000 rupees. So on the total number of Form 15G we mentioned as 1, which is issued earlier. Here total taken 10,000 plus 15,000, 25,000. On the next column, we have to mention the identification number of a ledger folio or ledger number, whatever which is showing as per your software. On the next one, it is very important. This is the unique identification number, UIN. So when we enter the unique identification number here, we have to serially number the form. So for the first one, I am entering as 1. So whenever we enter the unique identification number 1 or whatever it is, automatically it will take the number here. So this is the combination of the first letter will be the G, which represents the Form 15G, and followed by 9 digits. Then the financial year, then the TAN number. This is the combination of unique identification number. So here we are serially numbered to all these. I just given the serially numbered 1 to 21 declaration we have. Automatically this UIN created. On the next column, we have to mention whether the declarant has been assessed with the income tax department in any previous years. So here I mentioned as yes. Now we completed the declarant details and all income details. Now go to Form 15G. Our Form 15G is ready. Here you have to select the name from the combo box and just scroll down. The name of all declarants will be loaded and the form is also ready within a single click. So in this way you can prepare thousands of Form 15G without any error within seconds. So this is only a simple technique to prepare the bulk forms. You can just select the person and you can print it. Now this is the printed format. We have to get this declaration signed by the declarant and also by the establishment. So 15G is ready within fraction of seconds. I think this will be very useful for the small business concerns and individuals. The next one is some legal implication. When the establishments received declaration from the declarants, whether it is Form 15G or 15H, the establishment has to e-file it on the income tax portal. So for e-filing to the income tax portal, the income tax department has given a Java based utility for preparing the XML file. This is the 15G utility which is given by the income tax department for generating the XML file. So the first tab here, it is asking only 3 questions: the TAN, quarter and financial year. Here we have to mention the TAN number of the organization, then select the quarter, then select the financial year. After completing this process, go to the Basic Income Details tab. Here click on Add Row. Here we have to enter the unique identification number which is generated at the time of preparing the Form 15G. We have already generated the UIN. That UIN we have to mention here. Then the PAN of the assessee, the name of the declarant, the status whether individual HUF previous year means the income paid year. Then the residential status, residence or non-resident, then the flat door number, name of the premises, road, street, lane, area, locality, town or city, the state, PIN code, email ID, telephone number, mobile number, whether assessed to tax any previous years, estimated income for which this declaration is made, and the estimated income for the previous year. So all the details which we mentioned in our utility we have to shown here. So if we have more declarants, it will be not possible to fill all the details by hand. Instead, in the utility itself, the income tax department has given a template. That template I already included in our utility. So all the details which we have to submit on the Java utility, that will be available in our templates. So what we have to do, we have to open another Excel sheet. I have already created one file. It is only a simple file. This data which is created automatically has to just copy, then paste special here, because in this template we are using some Excel functions for pulling the data. So from here we can convert this to CSV file. Here in the Java utility, the only allowed file will be CSV. So we have to convert the Excel file into CSV format. So we have to convert this XLS file to CSV format, so that we copy it to another sheet. Now save this file as CSV. Now our file is ready. Go to Java utility, click on Import CSV files, select our file. Now select our file. Total number of rows imported 21. So all the details of the declarants has been migrated to the Java utility within seconds without any error. So if we have thousands of data or lakhs of data, within 2 or 3 seconds we can add those data to the e-filing utility. Now we have to complete one more section, the income details. Now we have completed only the basic details of the declarant. On the second tab we have to give the details of the income. Here also the department has given the template. The same template I used for generating the data here in our utility. This is the data of income details. This data we have to save as CSV and we can upload to our e-filing utility. So here also we have to open another file. Here I have prepared one simple file. Just copy this data from here and paste special here. Now the data saved. Save this file as CSV. Now go to the income details on e-filing utility. Click on Import Income Details CSV. Now select the CSV file we created. Now total number of rows imported 21. So the basic details of 21 declarants and the income details of that 21 declarants imported here. After completing all these 3 steps, the first is the PAN number, quarter and financial year. The second is the basic details of the declarants, and the third is the income details of the declarants. Then click on Validate. Form validated successfully. If any error in the basic details or income details, it will highlight. we have to correct that one. Then click on generate XML. Form validated successfully. Okay, now the XML file created as 15G XML. I given the file name as 15G XML. Go to the income tax portal. This XML file we have to e-file with the income tax departments. So all the form 15G and 15H which the organization received during the financial year has to e-file it. So on the next video I will show how to e-file form 15G or 15H on the income tax portal. Already I uploaded a video regarding the form 15H, how to prepare form 15H and how to import the data to the e-filing tool and how to generate the XML file. So many other videos are available in the playlist relating to how to file income tax return ITR1, ITR4, how to file TDS returns 24Q, 26Q, how to remit the TDS amounts online to the government, how to generate form 16A, how to download form 16A, how to affix digital signature on form 16A, how to update DSC on the income tax portal, how to update DSC on EPF portal, how to add a new employee to the EPF portal, how to file EPF return, how to file ESI return, how to add employees to the ESI portal, how to correct the name of IP. So many videos are available on the playlist. If you really want to study the practical side of the accounting profession, go to each video, watch carefully from the beginning to the end. You can simply do all the works as a professional. If you really like the video, please like, share to your friends or colleagues and drop your comments on the comment box. This Excel utility will be available. You can, if anybody wants the file, just mail me. I will send you the utility. You can save so many working hours. If you still not subscribe my channel, please subscribe and enable the bell icon. You will get all the important notifications and videos on real time. Please watch all the videos from beginning to end without skipping the video. So each and every step will be very important. When watching the video, you are seeing from here and there, you can't understand anything. Watch from beginning to end carefully. You can do everything without any error. We can meet on next video. Till then, bye.